Jnanakosha, an encyclopedia of Vedic knowledge by Pact. Vedas. Rig Veda.
ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवस्त्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः
Jnanakosha Upanishads, Rigveda based Upanishad, the Kausthiki Upanishads.
ओम वांग में मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो में वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् अविरावीर्म एधि वेदस्य म आणीस्थः ऋतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेन अहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ओम शांति शांति शांति.
Chapter 3, Chapter 5 in the Upanishad. Pratardhana, the son of Devodasa, by means of fighting and virility, verily reached the beloved abode of Indra. To him then Indra said, Pratardhana, choose a boon. Then said Pratardhana, do you yourself choose that boon for me which you deem most beneficent for man? To him then Indra said, a superior verily chooses not for an inferior. Do you yourself choose no boon verily? Then it is to me, said Pratardhana. But Indra did not depart from the truth, for Indra is truth. To him then Indra said, understand me only. This indeed I deem most beneficent to man, namely that one should understand me. I slew the three-headed Tisvastar. I delivered the Arunmukhas, the ascetics, to the wolves. Transgressing many compacts, I killed the people of Prahalada in the sky, the palomas in the atmosphere, the kalankanjas on the earth. Of me, such as I was then, not a single hair was injured. So he knows me thus, by no deed whatever of his is his world injured, not by stealing, not by killing an embryo, not by the murder of his mother, not by the murder of his father. If he has done any evil, the dark color departs not from his face. Then he, the Indra, said, I am the spirit of the vital breath, the intelligent self. As such worship me as life, as immortality. Life is the vital breath. The vital breath is life. For as long as the vital breath remains in the body, so long as there life. For indeed with the vital breath one obtains immortality in this world, with intelligence, true conception. So he who worships me as life, as immortality, reaches the full term of his life in this world. He obtains immortality and indestructibility in the heavenly world. Now on this point some say, the vital breaths verily go into a unity. Otherwise one would not be able at once to make known a name by speech, a form by the eye, a sound by ear, a thought by the mind. The vital breath as a unity verily cause to know all things here, one by one. All the vital breaths speak along with speech when it speaks. All the vital breaths see along with the eye when it sees. All the vital breaths hear along with the ear when it hears. All the vital breaths think along with the mind when it thinks. All the vital breaths breathe along with the breath when it breathes. That is indeed so, said Indra. There is, however, a superior excellence among the vital breaths. One lives with speech gone, for we see the dumb. One lives with eye gone, for we see the blind. One lives with ear gone, for we see the deaf. One lives with mind gone, for we see the childish. One lives with arms cut off, one lives with legs cut off, for thus we see. But now it is the vital breath, even the self of intelligence, that seizes hold of his body and raises it up. Therefore, one should worship as the Utka. This is the all obtaining in the vital breath. As for the vital breath, verily that is intelligence. As for the intelligence, verily that is vital breath. This is the view thereof. This is the understanding thereof. When a person is so asleep that he sees no dream whatever, then he becomes one with that vital breath. Then speech together with all names goes to it, the eye together with all forms goes to it, the ear together with all sounds goes to it, the mind together with all thoughts goes to it. When he awakes as from a blazing fire, sparks would fly in all directions. Even so, from this self, the vital breaths proceed to their respective stations. From the vital breaths, the gods, the senses; from the gods, the worlds. This same vital breath, the self of intelligence, seizes hold of the body and raises it up. This therefore one should worship as the Utka. This is the all obtaining in the vital breath. As for the vital breath, verily that is the self as the intelligence. As for the intelligence, that is the vital breath. This is the proof of it, the understanding of it. When a weak person is about to die, comes to such weakness that he falls into a stupor, they say of him, his thoughts have departed. He hears not, he speaks not with speech, he thinks not. Thus he becomes one with the vital breath alone. Then speech together with all names goes to it. The eye together with all forms goes to it. The ear together with all sounds goes to it. The mind together with all thoughts goes to it. When he departs from his body, he departs together with all these. When he awakens as from a blazing fire, sparks would fly in all directions. Even so, from this self, the vital breaths proceed to their respective stations. From the vital breaths, the gods; from the gods, the worlds. When he departs from the body, speech pours all names into him. By speech, he obtains all names. Vital breath pours all orders into him. With breath, he obtains all orders. The eye pours all forms into him. With the eye, he obtains all forms. The ear pours all sounds into him. With the ear, he obtains all sounds. The mind pours all thoughts into him. With the mind, he obtains all thoughts. This is the all obtaining in the vital breath. As for the vital breath, verily that is the intelligence. As for the intelligence, verily that is the vital breath. For together these two dwell in this body. Together the two depart. Now then we will explain how all beings become one with this intelligence. Speech is one portion taken out of it. Name is its externally correlated object element. Breath is one portion taken out of it. Order is its externally correlated object element. The eye is one portion taken out of it. Form is its externally correlated object element. The ear is one portion taken out of it. Sound is its externally correlated object element. The tongue is one portion taken out of it. Taste of food is its externally correlated object element. The two hands are one portion taken out of it. Work is their externally correlated object element. The body is one portion taken out of it. Pleasure and pain is its externally correlated object element. The generative organ is one portion taken out of it. Bliss, delight, and procreation are its externally correlated object element. The 2 feet are one portion taken out of it. Goings are their externally correlated object element. The mind is one portion taken out of it. Thoughts and desires are its externally correlated object element. With speech mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all names. With the vital breath mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all odors. With the eye mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all forms. With the ear mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all sounds. With the tongue mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all taste. With the hands mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all works. With the body mounted on by intelligence, one obtains pleasure and pain. With the generative organ mounted on by intelligence, one obtains bliss, delight, and procreation. With the feet mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all goings. With the mind mounted on by intelligence, one obtains all thoughts, what is to be understood by thought and desire. For verily without intelligence, speech would not make any name whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that name. For verily without intelligence, breath would not make any order whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that order. For verily without intelligence, the eye would not make any form whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that form. For verily without intelligence, the ear would not make any sound whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize the sound. For verily without intelligence, the tongue would not make any taste of food whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that taste of food. For verily without intelligence, the 2 hands would not make any action whatsoever known. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that action. For verily without intelligence, the body would not make known any pleasure or pain whatsoever. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that pleasure and pain. For verily without intelligence, the generative organ would not make known any bliss, delight, and procreation whatsoever. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that bliss, delight, and procreation. For verily without intelligence, the 2 feet would not make known any going whatsoever. My mind was elsewhere, one says. I did not cognize that going. For verily without intelligence, no thought whatever would be affected. Nothing cognizable would be cognized. One has to win the pure knowledge of the unity of Brahman and Atman. Speech is not what one should seek to know. One should know the speaker. Smell is not what one should seek to know. One should know the smeller. Form is not what one should seek to know. One should know the seed. Sound is not what one should seek to know. One should know the hearer. Taste of food is not what one should seek to know. One should know the knower of the taste of food. Deed is not one that one should seek to know. One should know the doer. Pleasure and pain are not what one should seek to know. One should know the discern of pleasure and pain. Bliss, delight, and procreation are not what one should seek to know. One should know the discursor of bliss, delight, and procreation. Going is not what one should seek to know. One should know the goer. Mind is not what one should seek to know. One should know the thinker. These 10 essential elements verily are with reference to intelligence. These 10 intelligence elements are with reference to existence. Verily, if there were no elements of existence, there would be no elements of intelligence. Verily, if there were no elements of intelligence, there would be no elements of existence. Truly, from either alone, no form whatever would be possible. And this, the self of intelligence, is not diverse, but as of a chariot. The felly is fixed on the spokes, and the spokes are fixed on the hub. Even so, these elements of existence are fixed on the elements of intelligence. The elements of intelligence are fixed on the vital breath. This vital breath truly is the self of intelligence. It is bliss, ageless, immortal. He does not become greater with good action, nor indeed lesser with bad action. This one truly indeed causes him whom he wishes to lead up from this world to perform good action. This one also indeed causes him whom he wishes to lead downwards to perform bad action. He is the protector of the world. He is the sovereign of the world. He is the Lord of all. He is myself. This one should know. He is myself. This one should know.